to repeat lines that Levan played against me.
Does Queen C3, has this happened before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so I played Rook C8, I allowed, I mean, it was rapid, and I allowed Rook D1 and Queen E1, then Knight C3, and my position got very unpleasant quite too soon. So, I mean, actually during that game already I had realized that I should not allow Queen E1, because now Queen E1 fails to D5, and okay, my position is very reasonable. But Knight A3 struck me as a strange move, but it was not all bad. I mean, the only question was whether I regretted maybe playing a bit too fast, because here E5 is actually an interesting option. Well, of course I allow E4, but E4 is a bit, and this pawn on E4 could be a bit loose. For now, Knight D4 doesn't work, because white probably just takes and play F3, and well, then suddenly it's my pawn on D4 was a bit loose, but I can play any move I want, like Queen B8, and maybe prepare for this Knight G4, or maybe sometimes even play Queen A8, try to increase the pressure on E4. And they rejected it too soon because of Knight B5, but actually after everything E4, this is very double-edged as well. It shouldn't be worse for white, of course, but oh, I'm thinking maybe there's this move. Yeah, if this works, then I don't have any regrets, because the point is after Rook E5 pawn takes, well, bishop takes, let's say, it's more or less the same story.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So after Knight E5, and if I play E3 F4, I mean, now suddenly this Knight on E5 is very strong, so yeah, maybe it was a good choice after all.
Then later, after B5, C5, did you think you're equalizing, or you're already trying for something?
Well, it's concrete. I mean, I can be worse.
Now, with one line here, if Knight E5, what happens?
If Knight E5, well, I just wanted, I guess. You mean Knight D5, Knight F7?
Yeah, we looked at that. It's not, probably not great, but it was interesting.
Yeah, no, I missed this. And yeah, you want, I guess, Rook D1. Yeah.
And now you actually have only one good move. You are not sure that how easy it is to find.
Well, first of all, okay, Queen C5 is not. Queen C5 is good, yes.
Then Bishop D5.
Queen C2.
Rook C1.
Yes, Queen B2. Rook B1 at the end.
Basically, first Jan was coming up instead of Queen C5.
Well, I mean, even this.
Yeah, you're not lost.
Yeah, I'm not lost at all.
Yeah. No.
And but I can start.
You have Knight E5 move actually.
Yeah.
And it's equal. And of course, you also don't have to go Knight D5. Yeah, we were just wondering that from such an innocent position, such ideas are possible.
Well, it's not really innocent, because there's a lot of tactical mess.
Yeah, innocent looking
in the center. Yeah. E4 Rook C8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I could argue my Knight E3. Okay. Well, anyway. Well,
No, E4 Queen C5, I think.
Yeah. E5? No. Well, in any case, yeah, we're definitely a bit too far, but yeah, no, it was interesting, of course. But after Knight D5, I was expecting already things to even out. Like after Bishop takes C6, I definitely expected Knight E3, E4 didn't even cross my mind. But it was a very interesting option. And E6, and well, this should be...
Queen A5.
It's computer.
Yelling out computer moves.
Okay, Queen A5. I guess this is not really supposed to be better for white anyway, but if you're yelling computer moves, maybe I should start to be...
No, we thought it was absolutely nothing, but the computer gave some 0.50 or whatever. We didn't check further, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, we were also just surprised that how come.
No, impressive. This is actually better for white. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to fight against the computer, that's for sure. So anyway, e4 surprised me, but well, I started to be a bit concerned, but because I really expected to have solved all of my problems, but she turned out to pose more and more. But yes, here I think she should have played either knight d5 or rook c1. I mean, and queen e3 was a case of overpressing, I would say. Because well, I mean, my position is not looking great with all my pieces on the first two ranks, but as soon as I get a5 and b4, I'm already the one who's pressing, because I mean, that's a drawback of e4, of course. Long term, it's very good news for me. And yeah, after a5, she should have played knight d5 again, and there already I felt like this is very unpleasant. I mean, it's by no means lost yet, but here I think, for instance, the only move is bishop f3.
Exactly, yeah, but it's very difficult. Yeah, I thought practically, yeah, because you are in shock with white. Yeah, that suddenly, all of a sudden, you are really facing very unpleasant.
No,
problems.
that's true. And first of all, after bishop f3, there's also a move like knight takes a2, which is unpleasant with the idea if white plays e5, then queen c3, and white is suddenly in trouble. So after knight a2 already, I was feeling like it's not going to be easy at all. And knight a2 is by no means forced.
Queen c5 we looked at.
Yeah, this was also an option, but here after, for instance, e5 to cover everything, then h4, and I think white's in time for the counterplay. Yeah, no, h5 fails to, for instance, bishop h5. So I was planning to go knight a2 and, well, but then something like king g2, knight c3 and queen to d4 should be enough. And well, at some point I should also not over push my luck, but yeah, but bishop f1 of course loses on the spot, because here, I mean, the only move that wouldn't lose immediately was queen d8, but even there, I mean, knight f3, and I think I win at least a pawn, and well, of course I get some strong attack, so it should be completely lost as well.
Right. 2/3, you satisfied with the Carlsen report?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot complain. Last year I had a more difficult time, because I think I lost 2 games in the first 3 rounds.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so no, here I definitely cannot complain. Also, my level of play was good so far, so really no reason to complain.
Have you had time to look at the top boards in the open? There's Vincent Keimer.
I mean, the top boards and also the not so top boards. I'm a maniac. I run around the playing goal.
Oh.
But yeah, this is. I mean, Vincent's actually quite impressively didn't lose by force, and now is. I mean, he has a case to play for a win, I think. I mean, White's position is, well, I wouldn't say cramped, but just he cannot really move his pawns on the king side, and well, it's a piece up after all. But of course, I would be much more happy with black if, you know, knight on b6 got to somewhere else. Okay, that's a stretch. I mean, if knight could move from b6 to g3, then it arguably would be better than a queen.
Depends how it works. Yeah, it would be quite powerful.
Yeah, and well, but anyway, like I think, like Vincent should try to make the pawn on e4 move. Then, of course, if e5 happens, black is just, I guess, winning. Yes, you can say.
Then yes. But until it doesn't, it's completely open.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't see any plan for white. So I mean, I would definitely fancy black here, especially considering what he was, his position he had. Yeah, Fabi is probably going to win. I guess the position was not that clear, but I don't know until when. I mean, the position looked very dangerous, but probably defensible.
Yeah, Compi says of b4 gave some strange moves like bishop a5 or whatever. It says 0-0, but after b4.
Yeah, b4 felt. I thought maybe even b3 to prevent any sort of bishop c4 and.
b3 is what we wanted, but there was some problems.
Some
bishop
f6,
f6,
some surprising bishop
it's
f6.
not holding.
And
e5 is coming.
Yeah, no, this could be unpleasant. I agree. Well, anyway, bishop a5 is not strange. I mean, like this bishop. I mean, before the idea of b4 is also to relocate the bishop, so bishop a5 was actually also top of my list of moves to consider.
All right.
Well, I think also Matthias fell victim of the same trick than in the first round, but this time he's halting, yes, because knight g4 he definitely missed.
Yeah, there was a lot of head shaking after knight g4.
Yeah, and it was very,
fatal.
very similar to the one tactic he missed against Vityugov. But this time, yeah.
This time the queen can cover.
Well, it still looked worse, but then he recollected himself on some strong moves like g4 and queen e3, and should be able to hold by now.
Okay, let's ask the classic question of chess interviews. Tomorrow's a rest day. How are you planning to spend it?
You mean apart from the travel from Karlsruhe to Baden-Baden?
That long 22 minutes trip here.
Yeah. Well, the question is how we'll spend the night before the wedding.
Oh, okay. Will you answer that question?
Well, I guess Beggars will be in orders, and I don't know. Also because, well, a lot of Frenchmen are playing the Open, and tomorrow they're leaving, so I guess there will be some sort of farewell party or whatever that is.
I've seen these French parties. They normally start with beer pong and don't get better from there, right?
Well, there's not going to be any beer pong, but I mean, you could say we're missing some of our brightest talents, but we still have a good field for a party, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, then enjoy the night and get some rest on the rest day. Thanks, Maxime.